Good morning, brothers and sisters. This is a prophecy report entitled Apocalypse. The word revelation, as in the book of Revelation, comes from the Greek word apokalypsis. It means the uncovering, the unveiling, or the disclosing. Revelation is the disclosing of Jesus Christ. It can be taken two ways. One, as the disclosing of the person called Jesus, or two, as the disclosing of what he intends to do. Since the book of Revelation begins with the words, the revelation of Jesus Christ, and most of the book of Revelation, chapters 6 through 19, is about the terrible things that will take place during the coming tribulation period, many commentators refer to that coming 7-year period as the apocalypse. On August 10th, 2023, wildfires are devastating Hawaii's main island, Maui. Earlier this morning on August 10th, it was reported that 53 people have died. More than 1,700 buildings have been destroyed. Hospitals are overwhelmed. The air people breathe is polluted with smoke. Thousands of people have been removed from the island. Thousands of people are unaccounted for. Cell phones are not working. People can't call 911 for help. Thousands on the island don't have electricity. Some waded in the ocean to keep from being burned to death, and the numbers will probably keep rising. Officials, residents, and witnesses are saying things like apocalyptic, catastrophic, decimated, shocking, looks like someone dropped a big bomb, etc. Biden has signed a declaration of disaster, and I cannot imagine how awful it is. But people need to know that the coming apocalypse, the tribulation period, will be 1 billion times worse. Following the 7 seal judgments, the rise of the Antichrist, wars, famine, and pestilences, hail, fire, and blood will destroy 1/3 of the plants on earth. Revelation 8:7. Something like a great burning mountain will crash into a sea and destroy 1/3 of the sea creatures and ships. Revelation 8:8-9. A burning star will fall upon the earth and pollute 1/3 of the fresh water. The sun, moon, and stars will be struck and darkened. Satan will release demon-possessed locusts on earth, and they will torment the wicked. Fire, smoke, and brimstone will kill 1/3 of the people on earth. Revelation 9:13-21. And there will still be 7 bowls of God's wrath to be dumped. Jesus said, "Except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened." Matthew 24:22. Just like it was on the island of Maui, calling 911 or wading out into the ocean will not stop the apocalypse. But know that those who have truly accepted Jesus as their Savior and Lord will not be on earth when the apocalypse takes place. Note on August 13th, it was reported that the death toll has risen to 93, and the search for people that did not survive is continuing. This is now the highest death toll on record for a natural disaster in Hawaii. On August 15th, it was reported that King Charles extended his deepest possible sympathies to the families of victims. Former President Trump offered his sympathy and warmest regards to the victims, and Biden said, quote, "No comment." Biden is being criticized for showing no signs of sympathy. Here are some recent events that seem to indicate that the saved will soon be evacuated, raptured from planet Earth. In the apocalypse, the tribulation period will soon begin. Concerning homosexuality and the days of Lot at the end of the age, earlier this year, the Ugandan Parliament passed a bill to protect families, children, and others from people pushing homosexuality upon them. The law does not outlaw homosexuality, but it outlaws people trying to force homosexuality upon others, Christians and children and students. As might be expected, the Biden administration strongly objected to protecting Christians and children from the LGBTQ group and threatened to cut aid to Uganda if the nation's president signed the bill. The president signed the bill anyway, and the World Bank notified Uganda that it was freezing all loans to his nation. On August 10th, the president told Ugandans his nation will not abandon its faith, culture, principles, or sovereignty for money. Uganda will do what is best for its citizens with or without the money. America desperately needs leaders that will push its Judeo-Christian heritage above the gay agenda and not try to force its immorality on others. Concerning the battle of Gog and Magog, Ezekiel 38 through 39, in the latter days and the latter years, on August 12th, it was reported that an intelligence document based on information gathered by the Netherlands, Sweden, and Germany concluded that Iran may soon test a nuclear weapons device. According to a senior researcher in Israel, Iran probably views the U.S. and European Union policy toward her as weak, passive, and unintimidating, which serves as a motivation to continue her development and testing of nuclear weapons. On August 13th, it was reported that Prime Minister Netanyahu canceled his upcoming vacation, stayed in Jerusalem, and called an unplanned security meeting to discuss Israel's preparedness for war, since some reservists are refusing to serve. There is widespread disagreement over Israel's readiness for war and who is responsible for the reservists refusing to serve. Understand that Israel's safety is in God's hands, and her enemies would be wise to back off. Concerning the coming cashless society and the mark of the beast at the middle of the tribulation period, on July 18th, it was reported that Governor Ron DeSantis said, quote, "If I am president, on day one we will nix central bank digital currencies. Done. Dead. Not happening in this country." DeSantis got Florida to pass a law that refuses the use of a CBDC. He hopes to prevent the Biden administration from using an executive order to force a CBDC on U.S. citizens and to require Biden to go through Congress if he wants to establish one in the United States. Note on July 25th, it was reported that Representative Warren Davidson from Ohio called upon Congress to ban and criminalize CBDCs. If that has happened, I am not aware of it. Concerning the coming cashless society and mark of the beast at the middle of the tribulation period, on July 25th, it was reported that Russian President Putin approved the use of a digital ruble, central bank digital currency, for money transfers. The digital ruble will not replace existing forms of money. The money citizens have in the bank will not be converted to digital rubles. No one will be forced to use digital rubles, and it will take 2 to 3 years before the use of digital rubles is widespread. On August 11th, it was reported that 4 major banks in Australia have stopped allowing customers to withdraw cash from their bank accounts in preparation for a switch to a CBDC. So, what comes next? Customers must spend their money by a certain date or lose it. Accounts will be seized if customers do not espouse the government's narrative. Concerning deceit, in Canada, a biological man that calls himself a woman and competes against women in weightlifting competitions keeps defeating his female opponents. Some women have stopped competing because they know they do not have a chance and the truth does not matter. Finally, are you rapture ready?